I spent 50 hours researching and ranking every popular credit card in 2025. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which cards are actually good and which ones are borderline scams that you absolutely should stay away from. By the way, I'm Papurr and I've helped over 4,900 people fix bad credit and build financial freedom, and credit cards is pretty much all I do all day long. Now let's get straight into the tier list, and the first card I want to start off with is the Wells Fargo Attune. This card, launched in 2024, is trying to compete with premium travel credit cards. It has 4x points on travel and dining, but here's the problem. Their points transfer program is garbage, I'll be honest. Limited partners, poor transfer ratios, and redemption is an absolute nightmare. The welcome bonus looks good until you realize the points are worth half of what other cards offer. Skip this card completely. I put this in tier C. Let's put it in tier C. Now, the next card I want to talk about is the Bilt Mastercard. Now, this card is actually brilliant if you're renting. You earn points on rent payments with no fees, which is impossible with other credit cards. 1x on rent, 2x on travel and dining. Now, you must be asking, what's the catch? You need to make 5 non-rent purchases monthly to earn those points on your rent. But for renters, this could be hundreds in free money annually. Just don't expect amazing transfer partners, and I would actually put this in tier A. Now, the next card we're going to talk about is the Wells Fargo Autograph. Now, this card has no annual fee, 3x on popular categories that actually makes sense. That's dining, travel, gas, streaming, phone, transit. Now, what's the actual problem with this card? Wells Fargo's customer service is terrible and their rewards portal is clunky. But for a no-fee credit card, the earning structure is pretty solid. It's just frustrating to use. And just because of that reason of the terrible customer service, I would put this card in tier B. Now, the next credit card on the list is the Citi Double Cash. Now, this is still the king of simple cashback. You get 2% on everything, 1% when you buy, 1% when you pay. No categories, no annual fee, no nonsense. This should be in everyone's wallet as a baseline card. Only downside is that 18 months of 0% intro rate isn't as good as some of the competitors, but this card still deserves to be put into tier A. Now we're going to move on to Wells Fargo's Active Cash. Now, this card has 2% on everything with a better welcome bonus than Citi Double Cash. But again, Wells Fargo's service quality brings it down. If you can deal with their platform, it's technically better than Citi for the first year due to the bonus, but their customer service again lets them down. So I'll again put them into tier B. Now, the next card is actually the PayPal Mastercard that we're gonna go over. And this card is actually an underrated gem. 3% on PayPal purchases, which includes most online shopping, 2% on everything else, no annual fee. The earning potential here is insane if you shop online frequently, and PayPal's network is huge now. Everyone uses it, and for that reason, I will actually put this PayPal Mastercard all the way up in tier A. Now, the next card is the Capital One Quicksilver. This card comes with 1.5% on everything with decent welcome bonuses, but why would you get this when Citi Double Cash exists? Capital One's marketing is great, but the card is mediocre. The only advantage with this card is that you get faster approval times, and that doesn't really convince me to give it a high spot in the tier list, so I'm gonna give it a tier C. Now, the next card on my list is the Chase Freedom Flex. This has a 5% rotating categories, plus 3% on dining, 1% on everything else. The problem with rotating category cards is that you have to remember to activate and track spending. Most people forget and just earn 1%. If you're an organized person, it's a great card. And if you're not organized, skip it. And just for that reason, because it's not flexible with a lot of people, I would put it in the tier B list. Now we're going to talk about the Discover It card. Similar to the Freedom Flex, with a 5% rotating category, Discover doubles your first year rewards, which is absolutely absolutely amazing, but Discover's acceptance isn't universal. You'll find places that don't take it, so it's good as a second card, but not a primary card. And just for that reason, I will have to put this card in the tier B list. Now, one that is actually really good and I want to talk about is the Chase Freedom Unlimited, which is next on my list. This has a 1.5% on everything, 3% on dining and drugstores, and no annual fee, and it earns Chase Ultimate Rewards points, which transfers to great partners. This is better than most people realize because the points are way more valuable than the cashback, and for that reason, I will definitely put the Chase Freedom Unlimited in the tier A list. Now moving on, the next card is the Citi Custom Cash. This card has a 5% on your highest spending category and up to £500 monthly. It automatically tracks and applies to gas, groceries, restaurants, travel, drugstores, or streaming. This is a genius design. No activation needed, just spend and earn 5% on what you buy most. I think this card is absolutely amazing and I would put it in the tier A list. Now the next card is the Capital One SavorOne. Now this card gives you 3% on dining, entertainment, grocery stores, streaming. It has no annual fees. It's solid but not spectacular. The categories are good, but 3% isn't amazing when other cards are offering 4 to 5% in similar categories. So I would put this card in, I want to put it in tier A, but I'm going to put it in tier B just because there are better cards than this out there. Now moving on, the next card on the list is the Blue Cash Everyday American Express. This has 3% on groceries, up to 6,600 annually, 2% on gas and department stores. The grocery limit kills this card. You hit the cap by June if you're feeding a family. Plus American Express acceptance still isn't universal, and for that reason I will actually have to put this card into tier C. Now the next card is the US Bank Altitude Go. This card has 4% on dining and takeout, which is the highest rate for dining, but that's literally the only good thing about this card. US Bank's rewards program is actually really bad, and customer service is actually really poor. Only get this if you spend massive amount on food, and because of their customer service and their poor service in general, I will have to put this in tier B. Now the next card we're going to talk about is the popular Chase Sapphire Preferred. This is the sweet spot for most people wanting to get into travel rewards. You get 60,000 points welcome bonus, 2x on travel and dining points, transferred to excellent partners, a £95 annual fee, but a £50 hotel credit essentially makes it £45. This is a perfect entry card into premium travel credit cards, and I will definitely put this into tier A. Now moving on, we're going to talk about another Chase card, and that's the Chase Sapphire Reserve. This card does have a £550 annual fee with £300 travel credit, making it effectively £250. You get priority pass lounges, 3x on travel and dining, but the value only works if you use the travel credit and lounge access, and most people don't travel enough to justify this over the preferred card, so I will have to put this in tier B. Now the next card is the Capital One Venture X. This card comes with a £395 annual fee with £300 travel credit. The earning structure is good. You get 2x on everything, 5x on hotels and rental cars through their portal, but the portal restrictions limit flexibility. Only worth it if you book travel through their way, and just for that reason alone, it drops from tier A for me, and I will have to put it into tier B. Now the next card we're going to talk about is the most popular card you all must have heard of, and that's the American Express Platinum, and I'm about to burst a bubble for some of you guys because this card comes with a $695 annual fee with multiple credits totaling over 500. Sounds good until you realize the credits are for specific services you might not use. Uber credits, digital entertainment credits, airline incidentals. They're trying to force spending behavior. Unless you travel consistently and use every credit that's given to you, it's way overpriced. And for that reason, I am actually going to put this all the way down into tier C. Now that being said, we're gonna move on to another American Express Gold card, and let me tell you something, this one is a lot better, and it's the American Express Gold card. This comes with a $250 annual fee, 4x on groceries and dining, 3x on flights. The grocery earnings alone can justify the fee. If you spend $6,250 on groceries annually, plus American Express's transfer partners are absolutely excellent. This is where premium credit cards start making mathematical sense. And for that reason, I will put the American Express Gold card all the way up in tier A. Now moving on to Citi, which is the next card we're going to talk about, the Citi Premier. This card comes with a £95 annual fee. You get 3x on air travel, hotels, restaurants, supermarkets, gas stations. That's basically 3x on everything you spend money on. The welcome bonus is solid and point transfer to good partners. This is a very underrated card that deserves way more attention in my opinion, and just because of all its benefits, it deserves a spot in tier A. Now let's rewind and get back into the American Express ecosystem, and the next card I want to talk about is the American Express Green. This has a $150 annual fee for 3x on travel and restaurants, but my question is, why pay $150 when the American Express Gold gives you 4x on restaurants plus groceries for only $100 more? The positioning makes no sense, so skip this card completely and I place it into the tier C. Now the next card we're going to talk about is the luxury card Gold Mastercard. Now this card comes with a $995 annual fee. Yes, you heard it right. The benefits include concierge service and exclusive access to events, but unless you're worth over 10 million, this is just paying for status. The earning rates aren't even good. 2x on everything. It's just a pure status symbol. And for that reason alone, this card deserves no other spot than the tier D spot, and it's our first card in tier D. And then the next card on the list is the luxury card Black Mastercard, and this card comes with a $495 annual fee for similar mediocre benefits as the gold as we just spoke about, but less exclusive, still overpriced for what you get. And these cards exist for people who want to feel special, not for people who want to get value. And for that reason, I'm gonna put it right next to the gold card and put it in the tier D list. Now moving on to some better cards in my opinion, the World of Hyatt Chase card. This is the only hotel card worth getting. You get a $95 annual fee that gets you automatic Discovery status, anniversary nights up to 40,000 points, and excellent earning rates. Hyatt has some of the best redemption values in the hotel industry, and just for all that reasoning, it gets a spot in the tier A list. Moving forward to another hotel card, which is the Chase Bonvoy Boundless. This card has a $95 annual fee for Marriott status and anniversary nights, but Marriott has devalued their program so much that status barely matters anymore, and the anniversary night isn't worth the annual fee. And for that reason, I will have to put this card into tier C. Now moving on to another Marriott card, which is the American Express Bonvoy Brilliant. Now this card comes with a $450 annual fee for premium Marriott status. Given how worthless Marriott statuses are right now, this is throwing money away. Even the 300 Marriott credit that they give you doesn't save this card, and unfortunately I have to put this into D. Now another American Express hotel card is the Hilton Aspire, and this card has a $450 annual fee but comes with free weekend night, diamond status, and resort credit. If you stay at Hilton's frequently, it can work out for you, but Hilton points are worth less than other programs, and for that reason I will have to put this in tier C. Now on my list, I've got some of the cards that we don't really talk about as much, and one of them I want to talk about now is the Apple credit card. This card gives you 2% back when you use Apple Pay, 3% on Apple purchases, but the problem is that you get 1% back on everything else, which is terrible. Plus it's a Goldman Sachs product and their customer service is inconsistent. Only get this if you're deep in the Apple ecosystem, and for that reason, I will have to put this card into tier C. Now, another credit card that you don't see people talk about is the Amazon Prime Visa. This card gives you 5% back on Amazon purchases if you have Prime, 2% at restaurant, gas stations and drugstores. And if you shop Amazon frequently, this is a solid credit card, but it's really just a store card disguised as a travel card. And that's the reason I can't put it into tier A, but I can give it a spot in tier B. Now, the final card on my list is the JetBlue Premier World Elite Mastercard. Only worth it if you live in a JetBlue hub and fly with them exclusively. The earning rates are mediocre and you're locked into one airline, and most people should skip airline credit cards entirely. And for that reason, I'm gonna have to put this card in tier C. Now that's the tier list done, guys. As you can see, we've ordered them all from A all the way down to D. This is my personal understanding of how well these cards are, and I've studied each one of these inside and out, so please take it into account. But what I'm going to also do is give you my top 4 recommendations for different situations if you want different credit cards for different reasonings. So the first thing we're going to talk about is if you're someone that wants a simple cashback card. So on our list, I would go for the Citi Double Cash, which gives you 2% on everything, no nonsense. Second one would be the PayPal Mastercard, which gives you 3% online shopping and 2% on everything else. And then the third card I'd recommend is the Citi Custom Cash, which gives you 5% on your top category automatically. Now, if you're someone that's looking to get into travel rewards credit cards, the first card I would recommend to you is the Chase Sapphire Preferred. It's the best entry into travel rewards. The second card again is a Chase, and it's the Chase Freedom Unlimited. It earns transferable points and has no annual fees. And then the final one I would recommend is the American Express Gold, which gives you premium options if you spend enough on groceries and dining. Now, if you're watching this video and you're someone that's a high spender, these are the cards for you. The first I'd recommend is the American Express Gold because you get 4x on groceries and dining. The second card I would recommend is the Citi Premier, which gives you 3x on most spending categories. And the third card would be the Chase Sapphire Reserved, only if you use travel benefits. Now, it's all fun and games to know which cards to go for, but which ones are the ones you need to absolutely avoid? The first one is Wells Fargo Attune. Poor transfer partners and redemption options. The second card is the luxury card Gold and Black. Paying for status does not mean value. The third card is the American Express Bonvoy Brilliant. It's overpriced for a devalued Marriott program. The fourth is Capital One Quicksilver. There's a way better options existing for the same earning structure. And finally, the American Express Green. It has a awkward positioning between way better cards that give you way better value for just a little bit more money. Now, if I was to be brutally honest with you, most people should just start with a Citi Double Cash or a Chase Freedom Unlimited. Once you understand how to maximize rewards, move your way up the ladder to a Chase Sapphire Preferred or an American Express Gold. Don't get caught up in premium credit cards unless you can mathematically prove they're profitable. Don't get airline or hotel credit cards unless you're extremely loyal to those brands. The best credit card strategy is having 2 to 3 credit cards that match your actual spending patterns, not collecting cards for status or because they sound premium. And that's my complete ranking of every popular credit card in 2025. The landscape changes constantly, but these fundamentals stay the same. Choose cards that match your spending and always do the maths. If this ranking helped you avoid a bad card or find a better option, drop a like, comment with which card you're considering, and subscribe for more honest credit card advice. I'll see you in the next video where I might be breaking down the exact spending strategy to maximize any of these top tier credit cards. Remember, the best credit cards is the one that fits your actual lifestyle and spending patterns, not the one with the flashiest marketing.